Far, far away, in a time before emissions charts and fuel economy graphs, there existed a beautiful world. A world where engines outlived their owners, oil changes happened once per presidential term, and the word ecology was more likely to be found in biology textbooks than in R&D departments. It was the golden age of big iron, simple systems, and ridiculous reliability. Then came the eco-police, and everything went straight to hell. Chapter 1. The V8, Iron Aristocrats of the Road. Standing tall at the center of this extinct zoo were the V8s and V12s, the proud barons of combustion. Lazy at low RPM, explosive at high, and absolutely fearless in the face of cheap gas and neglect. Take, for example, Toyota 2UZFE 4.7 V8, a lump so reliable you could pass it down to your grandchildren. Mercedes M113 5.0 V8, built for people who wanted to drive forever. BMW M62 4.4 V8, a Bavarian masterpiece that could purr like a kitten or growl like a beast. These engines didn't care about your oil intervals. They didn't blink at 300,000 kilometers. They just ran and ran and ran. But then came one tiny issue: their appetite. They drank fuel like frat boys at a keg party. And along with every drop of gasoline came clouds of CO2. Enter the EU emission standards. With clipboards, charts, and smug faces, they said, either your engines start breathing butterflies, or we stop certifying them. And so began the rise of little three-cylinder turbos. The mighty V8s were forced into retirement, with only a few rebels left standing in America. Looking at you, Dodge Hellcat. Chapter 2. The Immortal Diesel Workhorses. If the V8s were royalty, then old-school diesels were tough as nails farmers with hands like leather. Simple, rugged, eternal. They didn't care if you fed them vegetable oil, dirty diesel, or sadness. They'd keep running. Icons like Mercedes AM606, basically a diesel tank with a crankshaft. VW 1.9 TDI pre-2003, if you know, you know. Toyota 1 HZ, a million-mile marathon runner. Cummins 6BT, America's favorite torque monster. These were engines built to outlive you. And they often did. But then, the eco-warlords found out about NOx, particulates, and soot. And all hell broke loose. Let's add a DPF. Let's install EGR valves. You know what? Add urea injection while you're at it. Let's toss in 50 sensors just to make things interesting. Suddenly, your simple diesel was running a chemistry set. Instead of driving, it was regenerating, recalibrating, and going into limp mode every time a butterfly sneezed near the intake. The diesel dream? Gone. Replaced with fear and dashboard lights. Chapter 3. The Rotary Romance, a dream that couldn't last. Ah, the rotary engine. The rock star of internal combustion. Lightweight, compact, rev-happy, and tragically unstable, like every great artist. Invented by Felix Wankel in the 1950s, the idea was genius. Fewer moving parts. High RPM fun. Smooth power delivery. NSU tried first. It blew up in their face, quite literally. The apex seals wore out faster than your new jeans, and compression dropped like crypto in a bear market. Then Mazda stepped in. They made the rotary cool. Mazda Cosmo, RX-3, RX-4. And of course, the legendary RX-7. Finally, the RX-8 came along with the Renesas engine. Mazda's most civilized rotary, but still an oil-drinking, seal-chewing, smoky little devil. Rotaries burned oil by design. They spat out emissions like a campfire fueled by motor oil. And no matter how magical they sounded, the emissions regulators said, "That's cute, now stop it." Today, Mazda is trying to bring the rotary back as a generator in hybrids. No high-revving madness, no turbo whistles, just charging a battery. From wild beast to house cat. Tragic. Chapter 4. The Underdog NA Engines. Not all legends were big. Some were tiny, loyal, and nearly unkillable. Remember the old 1.3 to 1.6 litre naturally aspirated engines? 8 valves, 0 drama, 100% honesty. Toyota 4AFE, you could feed it lawnmower fuel and it'd still run. VW AEE 1.6 ran forever if you didn't forget the oil. Honda D series, a polite little soldier. These weren't fast, they weren't sexy, but they were reliable. And they asked for nothing. Then came the tiny turbo craze. 3-cylinder 1.0-litre engines with 42 sensors and a built-in panic attack. Old-school NA engines didn't meet modern emissions or fuel economy on paper. So they were erased. And in their place, overcomplicated, underbuilt turbo units that need therapy by 100,000 kilometres. Chapter 5. The Carburetor Era, Simplicity's Last Stand. Carburetors were prehistoric, beautiful creatures. No electronics, no sensors, no fault codes. Fuel in, air in, boom, let's go. They didn't care about emissions. They didn't even know what lambda meant. They just worked most of the time. But the smog they produced was enough to terrify small children and kill forests. So they were the first to go. Extinct in most of the world by the late 1990s. Still lurking in some Eastern European garages to this day. Back then, engines served the driver. Today, the driver serves the engine, or more accurately, the emission control system. When engineers designed those old beasts, they thought about reliability. Today, engineers think about regulations, software updates, and planned obsolescence. So next time you see an old Land Cruiser 100 with a 2UZ FE, or a W124 with the OM606, stop, look, and whisper a soft thank you to the gods of over-engineering. So what comes next? Hybrids? EVs? Hydrogen? Or maybe someone finally invents the perpetual motion machine? But hey, that's a story for another video.